BORTLE here, back from the LCS 10 event of the online format. That's right, the Team 3v3 LCS event. We have here the champions, the first place winners. So please introduce yourselves to the world.
Hey guys, I'm Gabriel Netz.
Hey, I'm Christian Thomas.
Oh, we won with I was with Paulo Gonçalves, with Team Fala, Galera.
What did Paulo play?
Yeah, so me and Paulo decided to play Zodiac Eldlich, and we built a list together, and Gabe decided to play Dragon Link for this event.
Oh, so why did you guys decide to play a different list? Or different decks, rather?
I'm not playing Outlet cards.
Yeah, Gabe wasn't really convinced about Zodiac Eldlich, like we couldn't really convince him. But Paulo and me were really convinced about the deck, and the reason we played it was that we didn't really want to enter with Virtual World or Drytron because we felt like that in combo mirrors you could like at maximum reach a 60-40 win rate, but not more. And we felt like that with Eldlich Zodiac we had an edge against the other combo decks, and I think Gabe's reason was similar, right? Because Dragon Link could fit a lot of hand traps post side.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, just a different approach. You're still playing a combo deck, but you're still getting to the same amount of hand traps a control deck does, basically, both side.
So, in your finals match, I've witnessed that Gabe, unfortunately, he lost that one. But how did it feel that your two partners, was victorious and you ended up winning the whole thing?
Yeah, it felt good. I didn't have to do work. It's fine. We just sat there. I mean, it happens. It's an advantage of 3v3s, right? Even when variance hits you, like, for example, that game was like super variance space. He opened like 2 hand traps off his 5 remains. And even then, you can still win a tournament because the format doesn't reward randomness, it rewards consistency.
Yeah, the finals were pretty insane because Gabe lost, then Paulo won, and then I was the last match. So we were all sitting in a call, we were triple checking every play so that we don't make any fuck ups. And then I think it was a 90-minute match, and in the end I won, and then our team won the finals, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, it took forever. But I mean, better safe than sorry.
Okay, cool. Before we start the actual deck profiles, would you guys like to do some shoutouts, starting with Gabe?
Yes, I would like to shout out Josh Kirby, Beer Power on DP. He helped me a lot with the list. I asked him for help like 2 hours before the deck list submission. And to everyone on WAF, as always. And to the Disciples on Facebook and on YouTube, go there and subscribe to it. We have good content and probably a more in-depth deck profile coming in later.
So, without further ado, would you take it away with your deck profile, Gabe?
Yeah, so I chose to play Dragon Link. The idea of playing this instead of one of the other combo decks, like Virtual Order Drytron, is that since your engine works with 1 card, you have a lot of 1-card plays, or like when you get 2 dragons on board, it's game, you can afford to play more hand traps going second, and you're also not that hit by the common hand traps. Even though Lancey and Draw hurt, they're not as bad as everyone thinks they are. People were cutting Nib before this tournament, Meister doesn't affect you, Bell doesn't affect you much. So I think it was a pretty safe choice, and the board is very good against Virtual Road, which we assumed would be the best represented deck in this tournament, which I think it was right. Like, a lot of the good players were in Virtual Road. So this list played 8 hand traps, Ash, Gamma, Meister. Gamma's the best one, it has a lot of synergy with Chaos Space and Seafert. Ash is the most generic one, and Meister is the second best Dark or Light hand trap you can play. So, and then you decide the third one because you couldn't fit it in. Then the Dragon Maid package, the chambers with only tiding, no hospitality. This is Josh's idea to cut the hospitality. I think it's very good because you never really want to search it because it's kind of a brick. The revival spell for Dragon Maids if you don't open the chamber, while the tiding is always live, and you're only searching it when you only open chamber. So the tiding, only playing tiding was very good. Didn't regret it at all. Other than like Seaforts, I guess the other weird thing is like the double router. It's not a thing everyone's playing. But drawing router is usually fine because it facilitates access to Chaos Ruler, and it's also very good with like the Seaforts, the Spaces, the Quick Launches, and any rockets. Because it's basically a free extender that also searches another extender. Because whatever you search, you're just summoning a foot sector. And it's another good mill target for Chaos Ruler. So that's why we played Shu, and it's 1 Nocto Vision, so Seafert plus router is combo. So you can set the router, add the Nocto, get the Tracers, make Striker, especially the Nocto. And I think that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, everything is also pretty standard. The different things are the 2 Heretic Seals. Since a lot of the times you do one, you get Nibiru'd, you float into like Brotor or Brotor for Levy, Special Levy, loop a card, make the second one. It's also good in the grind game. And the Sanafont, I got this idea from the guy that's like first place on DB, like top 5 on DB, something like that. And it's like one of the best interrupts against Triton in a virtual world, and you can do it while being dark locked by Tracer, which happens a lot. So that's also pretty good. It's a pretty insane card. You play around droplets. I think that's everything that's noteworthy in the list, unless you have any questions.
Did you miss the Delidgerous link?
The Lingers, you mean the Link 2 with 2 Dark Dragons, right?
Yeah.
Not really. The 16th card in this extra deck is a Beat Cop, just like a Link 2 with 2 down arrows. Because there's some weird scenarios when you like your hand's only Tracer. So you like Tracer, Pop, Boot, make recharge, summon recharge, and make Chaos Ruler, and then you mill well. So you would like to have the Beat Cop to be able to do LPPST arrows. But I think that would be the 16th card. Other than that, everything was good. No Skull Dread. I think Skull Dread like horrible, and Apollo's is way better. Also allows you to play safely, play around Nib.
Okay, and as far as your side deck goes, it looks like you're pretty much ready for Dryton and Virtual World as well. How come just the 2 Nibirus and such the minimal back row hate here?
You had to cut on back row hate to facilitate the hand traps. So with this lineup, you have 14 hand traps that aren't draw against Virtual World, and you have 17 against Tritron, which is pretty good numbers, like what control usually gets you. So against Virtual World, if you open 2, you basically always win. Like most of the, okay, not always, but most of the time. Especially now that people are cutting talents. And against Drytron, you kind of need to draw a blowout. That's why you side the 6 blowouts, which is the draws and the cycle readers. I would love to have more back row cards, but unfortunately you couldn't play them to fit those in. And it's only 2 Nibirus because the Meister, I think Meister is a better card than Nib. And then the Nibirus are like the 2 best hand traps of the rest that I'm not already playing 3 of. And it's also a light for Chaos Space and for Chaos Ruler.
Well, again, congrats on winning this event, man. This is your 3rd win, so that's pretty nice.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's been lovely. It was a great weekend. I wasn't that confident at first, but I mean, we pulled it off, so pretty happy with that.
And listeners, if you're not a part of Bortle Nation, sub for Bortle. It's that free and it's easy. Oh God, yes. Bortle out.